Good day, everybody. I would like to explain in brief, using the task of comprehension with kindergarten kids, the model which is very useful for teacher and teaching lovers. The model is ADDIE. Let us see what this ADDIE is all about. The ADDIE model is the generic process traditionally used by instructional designers and training developers. It has 5 phases: analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation. It represents a dynamic, flexible guideline for building effective teaching and instructional supporting tools. That's why I quoted a word, teaching lovers. Look at this picture here. The left hand side I have ADDIE. The right hand side I have the curriculum and all our teachers who teach in a classroom will use it. Let us see the implementation process of ADDIE model in our regular school. Analysis. A stands for analysis, D stands for design, D stands for development, I stands for implementation, and E is evaluation. Look at the right side. Analysis. For what this analysis is about? It's about classroom plan. Okay. Then design. What to design? It's the lesson plan. Development. It is an instructional plan. What am I going to teach today? And implementation process, which is guidance plan. And fifth, which is evaluation, and that's nothing but evaluation plan, which we use in our classroom. Analysis. What am I going to analysis? Analysis on the students. Analysis on the learning environment, and analysis on teaching content and intended outcome after the teaching process. Analysis on teaching aims. I will come with that with the very best example later. Second, design. Forming specific objectives for teaching. Using the information gathered from the analysis, you must come up with specific objectives. That is, focusing on behavioral outcome for the students after they have finished their lesson. And test items has to be designed. Then, questions used to test the students must follow the specific objectives that had been set based on the analysis earlier. I repeat this sentence again. Questions used to test the students must follow the specific objectives that had been set based on the analysis earlier. Choosing teaching strategies plays very important role. There are various teaching strategies that are commonly used in systematic teaching based on situation and learners. Some of them are drilling, the most effective, tutorial for the slow learners, games and simulations for repetitive learners and for speed learners. Then Development. Preparation of teaching materials. Teaching materials would be prepared in stages. Then visual designs and message designs have to be taken into consideration based on the chosen materials or medium. Then implementation of teaching process. This is the stage where teaching takes place. Teaching strategies and processes are presented to the students based on the organization that had been done previously. Evaluation. Evaluation come into two forms. The first one, formative evaluation. Information of this type of evaluation is collected while going through each of the stages to further improve the teaching and learning process. In order to avoid from having a big problem that can only be detected after a program had been developed, then it cuts on cost and time. It is done through interviews, observation and commentaries from experts. Even though we are teachers, it is that we have to listen to the experts, and commentaries from them will be the boon for teaching lovers. Then, evaluation for summative evaluation. This type of evaluation is done towards the end of the teaching and learning process to evaluate and make any necessary changes for the next session of teaching and learning. Usually, it's done through questionnaires. Now, let me go back to kindergarten school. If I have to use the same in the kindergarten school, let me check how this ADDIE is going to help me. My family, it is just to check writing practice. Family first. This lesson encourages students to think about families and how diverse families can be. Lesson plan through ADDIE. It has learning objectives first. Students will be able to describe what they have already know about families by sharing relevant details and facts about their own families. If that is the learning objective, the materials and preparation for a teacher goes like this. Pre-made book with your family pictures will be made before lesson. Pictures of your students, families, instruct them to bring in the day before. Class set of books for students to write in and staple multiple pieces of paper together. Okay, then the class should be introduced now for 10 minutes, let us say. The day before your lesson, instruct your students to bring pictures from home that they can paste into a book that they will make. Explain to your students that they are going to be discussing families. Discuss with your students what family means to them. Potential discussion questions include: how do families work together? Who is the part of a family? What are some things family members do for each other? What events do they share with each other? What are some places they go together? How are families the same and how are they different? What do families around the world look like? Is my family similar to the neighboring family? How do you feel about your family? List on the board some details which students can share. The next 15 minutes is explicit instruction or teacher modeling. Show your students the pre-made book about your family. Walk the students through some of the pictures, identify the people in your pictures, and explain each individual person's role in the family. Make sure to describe a special event in your family and the people who participate. Explain to your students that they will create a book about their families now, including relevant details like people and their role in the family. Instruct your students to draw a picture of their families on the first page of the book. Have them label the individuals in their drawings. The tip is support their writing by listing the names of common family members on the board. Example: uncle, cousin, grandmother, etc. Have students present their drawings to their elbow partners, making sure to mention specific details about the picture like the people, place, and things in the picture. Allow their partners to make suggestions. For example, who's this person? I think you should label this person. Now, 10 minutes of guided practice. Review some suggestion partners made, or just give pointers on details student can add to the picture to make them clear. Tell students they will now complete the book about their family. Give suggestions to your students about what they could draw. For example, they could choose one page for each family member and draw them on the page. They can also draw the family members' favorite things. Prompt your students to draw a picture of their families celebrating something, such as a holiday or another special event on another page. Encourage students to label the page with either the name of the person, the favorite thing, or the location of the person. Now this 20 minutes is going to be independent working time. What's this? Have your students pick 4 people to describe with words and photos. Direct your students to think about the roles and responsibilities of each family member. Ask them to think about what their families need or want. Instruct your students to paste photos of their families inside their books. Offer details and potential examples of family interactions to your students. Now, differentiation, enrichment, and support. Okay, what happened in enrichment? Have these students write a story about an experience that they have had with 4 of their family members. Encourage them to mention the things they did, all the people involved, and any other details they can think of. Support. Give your students a word bank or sentence starters to write about their families. Promote students to use information written on the board to help them discuss their own families. Support students by allowing them to orally tell you their ideas before sharing the information with their peers. 5 minutes assessment is necessary. Walk around as your students draw or write about their family members. Encourage them to use complete sentences. Provide sentences such as, for example, this is my dash. My dash is at. This family member likes to dash. Make sure that your students write or draw or discuss how each family member has an important role in the family. Remind them that no two family members are alike. A sentence stem can say dash helps the family by dash. Review and closing. Have everyone turn and talk to their partners to share their family books aloud. Tell them to clearly express their feelings and ideas about the people, places, and things in their family books. Choose a few student volunteers to present their family books to the class. Remind students to share specific details like how the family members help each other, what events they participate in together, and any specific places or details special to their family. After everyone shared, ask your students to describe how families are different. Then all is clear. Tabulate all the data of all these individuals, and since you are a teaching lovers, just expect this to happen. Here, comparison and analysis of each students can be made available for discussion with parents during their parents-teachers meet. The cycle starts again for next topic. This is Sashi Kumar Anbaragan. This is especially done for teachers and teacher lovers. Thank you very much. Thank you.